Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. I am red at the moment. I actually should be break even, but that's neither here nor there. We're here and that's all that matters. Basically I took two trades. No, I took three. Two losses and a break even. One of the trades, I forgot to turn my auto liquidate off of Top Step, so it didn't copy. But yeah, this alternate pullback started with a lower low. That one lost. And then this one lost. I kind of have a feeling why this one lost though. You see we have two higher lows with a lower high in the middle. I don't really take that very much when it comes to like the pullbacks. So yeah, and then this one was invalidated at the last second, so I closed it and now we're here. Let's see, 52. $360, $568. So all right, so we got a win back there, but it did not copy to my followers, unfortunately, which has been happening a lot lately, actually. It was filled here on this pullback, but again, it didn't copy to my followers. Or did it? It says 3 entries. I don't know. I just still had orders sitting there, so I'm not really sure. My trade performance is not generating right now. All right, 67. 3. We've been kind of playing around the VWAP for a little minute now, so need to kind of make a decision. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, New. How are you guys this morning? Yeah, I was in Nutty's chat too. Oh man. Yeah, he was talking about the elite trader funding drama. I see you guys see the profit trade closed down. Did we not call it? Did we not call it? Oh, okay, so I did get filled on the followers, but I basically flattened all because I hit the TP on the leader, so that was my bad. I just wasn't filled on the TP at the time, so that was on me. I just keep the orders tab open, and if I see orders still there, I just flatten. But I probably shouldn't have because it could have either been a TP or a break even because the trailing stop definitely should have moved up with it. So maybe I'll keep the accounts tab open instead. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I saw the email from Profit Trade that they closed down, and can we say we're surprised? No, not at all. Cannot say we're surprised at all. All right, I'm not going to take this trade. I want to see what happens because this is something that I'm thinking about adding another combo that might work. So we'll just see what happens first. Still would be in the trade. It didn't hit the VWAP yet where I would auto break or manually break even. This is something I just really started tracking. Okay, so I can add that then. I feel comfortable doing it. Basically with this particular volume pattern, I want the prior high to go through the body of the candle, not the wick. But that's only if the sellers are in control of the point of control. So in this particular instance, there were buyers in control of the point of control, which means we're attempting to trap. And I literally just started really paying attention to this probably earlier this week. Let me see. I think earlier this week, and so far, oh wait, I'm looking in the wrong spot. Wait. Yeah, earlier this week, and well, no, I was tracking it before then. However, I never really made it a rule that it can work. So, but yeah, it looks like it does work. So we'll see long term, but it looks like it does work. But yeah, we'll see. They were too busy with the drama instead of listening to you and the exactly, Amelia. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Exactly. Like the writing's on the wall. This is 23 accounts. Double your first payout or something ridiculous. And like I said, everybody just trusted them just because the CEO was part of another company. So that should tell you all you need to know about the excuses and the gaslighting that were in the emails, because if you were already part of another company, you already know the scams and the schemes that were going on, I'm pretty sure, in your company, and you could see publicly what other CEOs are talking about. So there just is no excuse to me personally. It's just not. It's not. 29. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I hate that people have to deal with that because it's not fun whatsoever. But people just have to be more careful. I mean, if you're at least smart enough to not put all your eggs into a, first of all, if you're putting all your eggs into a new company, at least make sure that the payouts that you can get on the very first payout would put you at least break even, because you don't know if they're going to last past that first payout. You just don't know. Oh yeah, so I did run the numbers. I scraped Apex's website, the payout site, because Nutty's Excel sheet is, something's up with the calculation or something, and he's trying to fix it. So I did my due diligence and scraped the website myself. I actually just learned how to do it last night because I just was so curious. I'm like, I want to know. So I went ahead and I scraped the site for payouts, and it looks like the numbers are trending back up. So that's good. Give me 1 second. Let's say 85 greater than 11. All right, we pushed too far up. So I used this free scraper and had to learn how to code for that. I learned in about, it took me probably like 10 minutes to learn it, but then it took me like 30 minutes to properly implement it. So the last numbers Damn, where did it go? Hold on. And I didn't know that Apex reached out to Nutty to tell him to stop posting the link to the Excel spreadsheet. Did not know that. All right, I have to find my damn post. Somebody tagged me. Here we go. All right, so October was 10,000 transactions, $21 million, which was down $9 million from the previous month and down 4,000, about 3,500 transactions less than the previous month. That's when, you know, 2.0 and all, wait, no, because 2.0 was November, right? Yeah, the first payouts was November. All right, so yeah, so that was September and October. So November looks like it was about 15,000 transactions, which are about 4,500 more than the previous month, and a total payout of 26 million, which is about $5 million more than the previous month. So far in December, it looks like about 5,900 transactions. This is as of yesterday, for a total payout of 9.4 million. And so somebody asked me, what do I think it tells us about the payout trend at Apex? And I told him, well, there was a huge swing down from September to October, but it seems like it's trending back up. Only time will tell. November had more transactions than August, September, and October. And so he asked, does that mean that the average payout was smaller? And I said, well, yeah, but it makes sense because now that a buffer is required and people can only take 500 when you get to 52.6 versus 2,000, that makes the world of a difference. And people are getting smart. You know, a lot of people have been in this mindset of build a buffer, build a buffer. And now people are realizing that, first of all, a lot of them don't have the mental capacity. And this is not speaking ill of them, but I'm just speaking facts. Most people don't have the mental capacity to hold a buffer in an account. They blow it. So knowing that that happens, let's see, 11. Knowing that that happens, they're starting to take payouts a lot quicker now, which is the smartest thing to do. And they should do that. And so the payouts per person are starting to get a lot smaller, but it makes sense as to why. Is this gonna be a trap? Damn, I didn't want it to be a trap. So it makes sense as to why, and kind of is what it is. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? Good morning. A trap doesn't work with... Yeah, it doesn't. All right. All right, we never changed. I was hoping the point of control changed from a trap to a just a regular trend down, but it didn't. It did not. Look at that. Prevented the loss because it did not come down to where I would have to break even. So those rules are solid. But yeah, how are you guys trading this morning? I'm oh, wait a minute. I might have a no, I don't like when it rotates over those two levels. Like I said earlier, this trade just a little iffy. I don't really like this trade unless like if I'm going for a buy, the minor trend needs to be an uptrend. So that's a kind of iffy one. I'm cool with the loss though. This one is the first loss for this pattern since November 5th. I can't be mad. Can't be mad at all. So we're trading right now at the prior close and the current open. So very careful around that area because it can be a huge level of resistance. So we'll be a little careful here. Uncapped payout is real and approved in less than 12 hours. My account is under probation, had denials, but when I corrected my trading errors in the end, it was still approved. Chose not to withdraw everything because I want this account to continue. Oh, nice. She manages 2 to 5 PAs, withdraw funds bi-weekly. Oh, wow. So this girl is from the Philippines and she's used to making $800 per month in the Philippines, and she's at uncapped payouts with Apex, and she got a $12,000 and a $2,700 payout. So $14,000. So she just literally made a whole year's salary. And she showed her payouts since April. She's been consistently getting paid out. It's nice. Green off the open trade, just been sitting since. Trying to recover from negative 570 loss yesterday due to internet issues. Got you, got you. What are the market conditions looking okay today, Janelle? For gold and platinum? Yeah, this is always like a little wall, which is why I painted. I don't even remember what made me put the like open, high, low, close and stuff on my charts, but one day I just decided to do it. And I noticed that when the current open and the prior close are pretty close together like this, like if I had a buy right here trying to go back towards it, I couldn't because this bar touched both. Now if it just touched one, it doesn't matter. And then also like if I have a like let's say this was a pullback that I'm looking for and both this bar and this bar close on both the levels, I can't take it. So it's just certain things that I noticed. And then the fact that the VWAP is close to both of these levels too also kind of creates another level of resistance with it. So I kind of feel like unless we break down below the VWAP or above the two levels, we'll just kind of keep playing between them, which we've kind of been doing since About 9:05. So about 15 minutes. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh yeah, you guys. So I did sign up for Take Profit Trader. However, I did not buy an account yet. I remember when I was watching that interview, I was telling you guys about my eyes still twitching. My goodness. When I was watching the interview, I remembered that the CEO said that they have a KYC process that you have to complete ahead of time, which I actually appreciate because I feel like, why take my money if you don't even know if you can pay me out? You don't even know if I can pass the KYC, which I mean, people who can't pass the KYC shouldn't be trading, but you know what I mean? Like, so I went ahead and did that since I knew that I would have to do that process. I thought it was going to be a lot more in depth, I guess. Like, I thought I was going to have to upload like my license and all that stuff, but I didn't have to. So it was very quick and easy. So I do have the account. I just have not purchased the eval yet. I'm still kind of waiting. Part of me, like I was telling my friend, I want to go ahead and get the account while they have this sale because I don't know when the sale is going to go away. And everybody says this is like the best sale that they've had thus far. But then I also don't want to get it too early and I'm not ready for it yet. But yeah. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all something. Remember our friend Online Safety? So I think I told you guys, but I blocked him from this channel some months ago because he made a comment that I was just like, my man's nah. You know, I let him slide trying to call me naive. You don't even know me well enough to say that. I'm definitely not a naive person. I'm a realist, so I can look at the positives and negatives for practically anything, and there are pros and cons to different things. And so he already had me a little pissed off with that part, but I was like, whatever. So then at some point, he left me this long ass message about how affiliates are going to get sued for promoting these companies and all these other things. And I forgot what he called me, but I was over it. Like, I didn't even respond. I just completely blocked him. About a week ago, I think, or maybe over the weekend or something, even though my other channel, I do not use it, it's still connected to the program that I use for like SEO and stuff like that. And I see that I get a comment on a video on my other channel, which I get comments almost every day, so I'm not really bothered. But most of it is like, you know, thanking me for putting out some kind of nursing content, whatever. He found a video of mine from like 4 years ago, because on that channel, it was like a finance channel. So I shared like my budgets and, you know, things like that or whatever on that channel. And I used to do mock budgets for people, and here and there I actually would share, like, do a trading vlog. He found a video of mine from 4 or 5 years ago and commented on it. Why? And I remember it said something about $1,000 mistake. I didn't rewatch the video. I don't remember. Like, I kind of zoomed through it a little bit, and it was a video that I made about whatever happened if I wouldn't have been cheap and just bought the lifetime license on NinjaTrader. I think it had something to do with like the ATM strategies or so. I can't remember, but I didn't feel like spending the money on the NinjaTrader lifetime license, and it cost me because I think it was something that had to do with my trade. I don't remember if I lost a trade because of it, or maybe I didn't win as much as I should have because I didn't have it, whatever the case may be. But he commented on that video. So I had to block him from that channel as well. Because why are you following me on the internet? I don't understand. Not no friend. He was definitely a troll. Definitely a troll. But yeah, I had to tell y'all that because I forgot to tell y'all. Platinum is not giving me A+ setups. You're holding the short on gold, slightly red. You don't remember doing KYC? Maybe it's something that's new, because that the interview that I watched is only like a couple months old. So maybe that's a new process that they're doing it ahead of time. But yeah, he was an ass. Not permanent STD, pretty much. Like, I had already warned him, like, calling people cat ladies, calling me naive, saying this, saying that, like, and the biggest thing for me was, you have your theories about certain stuff. You claim that you have proof of it. You ain't show me. But when other people have thoughts or opinions on facts that we can see, we're being naive. He swore up and down that Apex was like had some kind of, I don't know, they basically were infiltrating his accounts, and I don't remember if he said that he was sabotaging it or copying it. I don't really know. But I was like, if they're infiltrating your accounts, we do sign paperwork saying that they can copy any of us at any time. Don't you think that API is part of that? But anyway, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, what time is it? Oh, let me go get some water since we have to sit out for medium impact news. All right, y'all, I'm back. Hello, second Paul. Not are you Paul? Question mark. Am I looking for shorts? I'm not looking for anything right now. I'm sitting out because we have medium impact news. So I stopped trading 5 minutes before medium impact news, and I restart 2 minutes after. For light impact news, I do one on each side, 1 minute on each side. And then for high impact news, I stop 7 minutes before and I restart 2 minutes after. And that's just because, historically speaking, since I started doing this probably like 2 years ago, no matter what strategy I was trading, it seemed like that was the time to stop. Like in that stop time that I normally do, my strategy doesn't work the same. But I look for longs and shorts no matter what the market conditions are or the overall bias. So whatever color you see on the background of my screen is my overall trend bias, and it's basically based on this half trend. It's always the lower one in an uptrend or the higher one in a downtrend. I call that my major half trend. And so for as long as we're above it and we don't break the trailing stop that would turn it into a downtrend, I mainly look for pullbacks, divergence, and sometimes I'll take counter trend pullbacks, and counter trend divergence. So that's pretty much all of my setups: pullbacks, divergence, whether it's in the direction of the trend or counter trend. And that's really it. I take the pullbacks at the 3 different half trends that I have, and then divergence in the same direction of the trend. Usually the entry bar will either be touching the middle or major half trend, or it'll touch like I draw zones. I don't have it drawn right now because we haven't really started going down to where I needed to draw one, but I draw zones of where the bias will change, and sometimes we come down, touch that zone, and that's like the last little push up before we break into the next trend. And then I do take counter trend divergence, which I haven't had any setups today yet. So no, actually I did have one, but I didn't take it because it was so close to my break even level, so it was no point. But yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can ask me whatever. But yeah, so I'll restart trading in about 15 seconds actually, and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, so like I can show you an example. So I took this divergence here. This zigzag got messed up, but this was a lower high. So lower low to a lower high to a lower low. You can see it touched my major half trend. And so based on the volume pattern and the order flow pattern, it told me to buy, and I did. So, and then I took another trade that ended up being a loss. I think that was earlier. I don't remember. But yeah, so I think I've won one, lost two, and broke even on one so far today, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Kind of expecting it to be a tougher day today, considering it's FOMC. So we'll see. All right, let's see if now we can break out of this little consolidation that we've kind of been in since 905. Not really, it's kind of consolidation because it's really been consolidating between the VWAP here and then the current open and prior close. We've kind of just been stuck between these levels for the last 30 minutes. So let's see if we can actually finally break out. Uh-oh, sorry. You're not breaking out yet. So far, we've rejected at the current open and prior close. Let's see, I won't count this when it didn't hit the current open yet, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times in the last 20 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna have to get out of this area. You guys know I don't take trades at the VWAP either. So until we kind of get away from it, there's really nothing I could do. And a lot of the entry bars are touching the middle VWAP level, unfortunately. Finally, it comes down. Not yet. It's trying though. It's definitely trying. We got some room because above the current open, prior close, and now this buy rotation level, only thing we really have up here is the VWAP, and there's a major resistance level at 350.25. The first upper deviation level of the VWAP is at 334.40. What is that? The overnight. My overnight low is right up there too, but it's drawn on my screen, but I don't really use it. Just break out. All right, let's see. What's the high we've had so far? All right, we just broke the high of this consolidated area just by 2 ticks. So let's kind of see what happens. I'm still a little salty about that ultimate pullback I lost earlier. Just a tad. Kind of makes me hesitate taking this one unless it touches the, all right, it just did. 78. Had to break up. Come on. All right. I had to break even. The delta changed at the last second, which you could see the zigzag change too, but wanted the delta to be less than 78, and it was 56 right before the bar closed, and then it moved up to 87. So we had to break even out of that. just for it to go in my direction. Of course, it always happens that way. You don't like the chop? Me neither. Good morning, San. How are you this morning? You were struggling this week? I have been a little bit, but it's really been my fault. It's been my fault. I have to remind myself that execution, it's always been my problem, but yeah, it's the lack of execution. There were trades that I sat out of Monday and Tuesday for literally no reason, and some that I just miss because I get bored watching the market do nothing and then I get distracted. um yeah, and that just kind of hold me a little bit. 87. But yeah, it's so weird because this is like out of all the strategies that I put together to get to this point, this has been the best one, so I don't really know why I hesitate. Especially because if I lose a trade because it's like a one-off, I can't really be mad at it. So I don't really know why I do it. Don't ask me because I don't know. I have no idea. I hesitate more with this strategy than other ones that I had leading up to this point. And it's very weird. I don't understand it at all. Don't understand it. Don't understand it. All right, let's see. Good morning, Pred. How are you this morning? Choppy market. Had to remember to put your stop loss tight. Yeah. You're up 500 on both accounts today. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. Gold is playing a sick game of chop. You took another L. Yeah, be out. You know what your risk tolerance is. All right, I'm waiting on a pullback. What is this? Ah, okay. That is where we changed to a downtrend at like 7:30 this morning. I forgot that was even up there. $112. I'm really just looking for the next pullback. The counter trend divergence is not going to work, period. I was going to say, except if it's a trap, which it is. I might have to, I might end up adding that. I might end up adding that. Yeah, there's a couple of volume patterns that I haven't added in just yet because I just don't have enough data for it. Like this pullback is one of them that I'm questioning. See? So yeah, there's just a few that I don't know about yet. Which is fine. But those I'm not really necessarily willing to chance because I know like I don't have nearly enough data for it and I don't want to risk that. 87. So I just leave it alone. But I'm gonna have to go through probably today and see if it can work long term. I've just been back testing so much. I don't feel like going through a month's worth of data for certain stuff just to see, because some stuff I know I just wasn't tracking, and that's why I don't have enough data. So it just kind of depends. 89. But yeah, this divergence move and that move up are two where I'm wondering if I'm going to like it long term. Good morning, Ola. How are you this morning? Last 2 months, I trust none of the new. Yeah, these last couple of months have been, especially the last month. The last month has just been a little much. Just a tad. 89. 89, 87. I'm about to look to see if I have enough data for this right here. Not really. I still don't feel like I have enough, but I might just start adding it in until it tells me that I shouldn't. From a market structure, volume, and order flow perspective, it kind of makes sense why it works. Even with this pullback, kind of makes sense why it works. But again, I just haven't tracked it long enough to feel comfortable trading it yet. Yeah, At least for, I still don't have enough data for that one either, but it at least kind of sort of makes sense why it would work though. But I don't know, we'll see. All right, 32. Not what I was looking for. 114. Don't want it to be a trap. Market, what the fuck? Keeps validating, then invalidating, validating, then invalidating. Well, I tried to get into a buy. We didn't get filled. CTP4 tree. See what the inside of the bar looks like. Oh, that's fine. It skipped to my load. These two didn't come down to the entry point. Waited all that time for nothing. What the hell? Patience. This market will teach you patience. That is for sure. Wait, why do I have that as a... Must be the other one. Mm. Ay, ay, ay. To switch up my strategies. Anchor volume indicator has been helping with your 1-minute scalps. Refreshing the anchor every 3 minutes. How come you have to refresh it every 3 minutes? Never received the invitation to plane. It's been 3 days. So Ola, when it's your very first payout, you'll usually receive the invitation to plane within a week of your payout being approved. So just be on the lookout for it. And then it could take another 3 to 7 business days to receive the money to plane, but this is only because it's your first one. The reason why is because after you get approved, they see that you're international. They have to do things on the back end. Then plane sends the invitation after the back end things are done. And then after you complete all the process with plane, sign up, and all the other stuff, then plane has to then communicate with Apex that you've done all of that, and then they have to put your payout in the queue. So the very first payout with Apex, even if you are in the US, can take a little minute just because of some of the back end stuff, but then after that it should be way faster. Frustration can be a good teacher. Absolutely. I will say the one thing that I do love is that my frustration does not ever lead me to tilt, but man, I think what frustrates me the most is like ever since I moved to this strategy of combining volume and order flow, I've seen the most progress. I've still had red days just as consistently as the previous red days, but they're not as red. They're typically within $100, maybe 150. I think I've had like one day of 600, another day of like 400 or something like that. But my red days are not as extreme as before. I have more break-even days, and I've also had more green days, and so that lets me know that I'm making progress. But it's like each week when I'm using these losses as lessons to tighten my parameters or make adjustments to my strategy, maybe opening up some of them, like these 2 trades right here that I sat out of because I don't have enough data for. Even despite having opportunities to loosen the reins a little bit, I haven't done my part of taking every trade. But the closer that I get to feeling like my strategy is about 100%, I feel like it's like 95 to 97. But the closer I get to feeling like, okay, we're almost there, then I'm getting so close to the end of the year that the market is not really that great. I still have opportunities, but not like if I showed you like the number of trades per day, even if I add in like the trades that I miss, trades that I sit out of, things like that, it's not nearly as much as it like October, November, really any time before December. And so it sucks because I don't have as many opportunities to cover myself for me hesitating. Like November was insane, and I wasn't able to take advantage of it because I just started this strategy November 5th. So that's really what irritates me the most, if I'm being completely honest. It's very annoying. Very annoying. But it's cool. Because the slower markets, I need the slower markets though, because the slower markets are going to tell me what adjustments need to be made. Because for me, if my strategy is not going to work in the slower markets, I don't want to trade it. I need it to work chop or trend, slower, fast, low volatility, high volatility. Like I need it to work. So, and thus far, it's been fine. I just don't get as many opportunities on some of the slower days, but it still works. Now that we're after 10 o'clock, we might see it slow down even more. Then I have to remember today's FOMC, so I didn't really have high expectations coming into today anyway. Not if you can survive the market, you can survive dating. I don't think I can survive dating. I don't. That's why I don't do it. If not, it's gonna make you throw your computer on the ground. Don't, because then you're gonna buy another one and it's just gonna sit there for months like Janelle. You refresh everything for peace of mind and not looking at the total volume of 15 minutes. I got you. I got you. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, the only thing that I look at volume wise, damn, I forgot I took it off the zigzag over here. But the zigzag on my screen actually shows the volume per swing. Why did I take it off over there? I don't really remember, but that's the only thing that I have on my charts volume wise. I used to have an oscillator, but that went with the zigzag, but I don't have it anymore. But yeah, you can see that I just look at the volumes of the swings. And so looking at the volumes of the swings tells me how strong the trends are and what the market structure truly is. Because if we're pushing, if we made a new high, like here, we made a new high, but there was almost 2,000 less volume in this swing than this one. So that lets you know sellers are starting to take over, which, I mean, we did hit a wall of a major resistance level, but yeah, so knowing what the volume pattern is with the market structure kind of lets me know if I need to look for a trap or look for a trend continuation. Like here, I was looking for a trap of the sellers for this particular divergence. And we trapped them for the short period. I don't really care how far we go from there. As long as we go my 19 ticks or 18 ticks, that's all I care about. But we trapped them at the half trend, pushed up. I just didn't get filled. But I really, I'm going to end up making a video about like volume and price action because those two correlate so well. And I know there's a lot of people who, like, when they trade volume, they just look at like the volume profile. Oh, there's 100 orders sitting here and things like that. But there's so much more to trading volume than that. The only thing that kind of sucks is that it's a little bit more difficult to trade like volume, price action, market structure with time-based candles. And that's, I don't know if it's just with the zigzag that I use, because I think the zigzag that I use, in order for it to count it as a swing, it has to be 7 bars if you're on a time-based chart. And by then you're too late getting in. That makes sense. So it doesn't attach itself to each higher high or higher low like it does on a Renko chart, which is what I prefer and why I prefer Renkos. Because in Renkos, regardless if this is a like a short-term higher high or not, it's a higher high, period. And you know, if the market pushes up a little bit more, then we're going to create a new higher high, but it doesn't paint that same way on a time-based chart, unfortunately. So if I can figure out how to make it paint the same way on a time-based chart, then I'll probably put the information out. But I can still do it for Renkos too, because it is important to know how much volume plays a role in knowing kind of what the market could possibly do. Like sometimes when we have trends like this where like, all right, this is a bad example because that resistance level is here, but let's say this resistance level wasn't here and it was down here instead, right? So we push up There's less volume here, letting us know that the sellers are starting to take over. But then we pull down and this level is down here. Let's say a VWAP is down here and this resistance level just isn't here. Well, sometimes the market just stopped short of continuing the trend because it wants to test the level. And when it comes down and tests the level, then it pushes up. And so that's kind of what I've noticed in the patterns with volume. Like the best trades in regards to just traditional pullbacks are when you push up, have more volume in this swing than the previous one. That lets you know that the buyers are still in control of the market. And then when we pull down for the pullback before we are ready to get into a buy, there's less volume in this swing than this one. Why? Because it's the opposite of the other one. So we want we want the buyers to be in control of the volume here. But in order for them to stay in control of the pullbacks, that means that there has to be less volume in this swing than this one, because if there's more volume in this swing than that one, that means the sellers have suddenly taken control of the trend. So when you have more here, less here than there, that pullback works so often. Now, when you add the order flow aspect into it, which not everyone wants to trade order flow, but when you add the order flow aspect into it, that lets you know even more information. Yeah, but just from a basic standpoint, that's kind of what the market gives you. And then same thing with counter trend divergence. A lot of people who trade counter trend don't realize that the best way to trade counter trend is volume divergence. The absolute best way. And then when you add in order flow, that takes it to a whole nother level, because you have to know how much pressure like, okay, say we're going for a sell counter trend. You have to know how much pressure is needed to push the counter trend move versus the previous counter trend move. And so comparing that lets you know when you have volume divergence. And counter trend divergence and regular pullbacks are what happens the most with my setups. They're they happen the most out of all of them as far as how often they occur. So when people say that Nasdaq doesn't paint consistent patterns, they just don't know how to look for the patterns they want to see. That's just how I see it. Because consistent patterns paint every single day. Now, am I gonna have these regular, pullbacks to my minor half trend every day? No, because sometimes when the market is extremely volatile, we push straight through the minor one and pull back to the middle one or the major one, or we pull back too far, we get a little consolidation, and instead we create some kind of divergence to push off of instead. So typically when I'm having more divergence trades in the same direction of the trend versus like just regular pullbacks, it's like one of the other will occur more during the day. So either I have a day, like I forget what day it was, it might have been sometime last week, where there were like 6 pullbacks in the 2-hour session, it has not been normal like that, because we haven't really had a whole lot of super trending days. So that's the other thing, like when the market is super trendy, that's when I get a lot of pullbacks. When the market is more choppy, I get more of the divergence trades. So, but it takes time of sitting here every day, journaling every day, noticing the same patterns every day. It takes time, but it's time I'm willing to put in, because if I can find something that works, that's consistent, why not? Why not? And I don't judge you. I didn't judge you. I'm sorry. Trades only volume, but it's too hard. It must be the Coke. Not the Coke. Are you talking about Patrick? Yeah, volume. I feel like volume and especially if you like to trade off of levels, whether it's levels you draw yourself, an indicator, doesn't really matter. But volume and levels work very well, and so does order flow if you incorporate that. Works really well. A lot of people who trade order flow, I noticed even with watching Umar Ashraf, is that he pays attention to what order flow is doing at certain zones or certain levels, right? And so that's essentially, I'm doing the same thing just with Renkos, because most of my entry bars are going to touch a level, most of them. The only time it really doesn't is if I'm doing traditional pullbacks, and sometimes it does not pull all the way back to my half trend. It'll stop short, but I can still take the trade. But everything else has to touch a level. This had to touch a level. If this was a setup, which it was not, you can see, you can't see the level, but it's basically anytime I draw a yellow line, it's where one of my half trends change directions. And so it's a trailing stop, which could be a level of support or resistance. So yeah, I'm looking at order flow and how price is reacting at levels. That's basically it. All right, we got 15 minutes left. The one thing I am happy about is that I have not sat out of any trades. I did miss one earlier. It was like after the first loss that I took. I missed this sell right here. But it was only because when I lost this trade, the RMS thing popped up letting me know that I forgot to take off the liquidation thingy on Rhythmic for my Top Step accounts. So as I went to turn that off so I could actually trade the dang on accounts, this set up like so quick. So I did miss that one, but it wasn't like I sat out of it. So I can live with that. I can live with that. So at least my execution rate has gone up today because it has not been great the last couple of weeks, honestly. But I'm working on it. All right, let's see what we do at the VWAP. Don't want my entry bar touching it, but let's just see what we do around it. We have 15 minutes left. Hopefully with FOMC and everything today, the next couple of days will be better. Less than 121. Ooh. Push down too far there. Ooh, that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice at all. 61. I have orders that are still going apparently. I think I was only stopped on my leader account. I'm gonna just let it go. I think I'm out of them now. I am. All right, cool. 67. Whoa. I try another stab at the buy. Maybe. Still valid. No, it's not. All right, I want to go back to less than 17. Locked yourself out for the day? I'm about ready to. Some folks have like a 25%. Have so much money to play with if they close the day with 20K. Yeah. On 14. Bro. We just picked the weirdest times to just finally break out. It is so weird to me. This is why I started trading after 10 o'clock again, because I would stop at 10 o'clock and while I'm sitting here journaling for the day, I see this shit happen and I'm just like, so you couldn't do this when I actually cared to look? I don't understand. 64. See if we can get a push off the VWAP. Oh my goodness. How do I have a stop filled and I'm still in the fucking trade? I don't know where I was. I have no idea where I was filled on the followers. But I got a stop hit somehow. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna be stopped out of those too, possibly. No. So now I'm irritated because I shouldn't have gotten stopped out of the other ones. Where the hell did you put my entry? I don't know. What? Okay, so clearly Top Step's rhythmic. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. $59. I shouldn't have gotten stopped out there. That doesn't make sense. I don't know, guys. I haven't a clue. I don't know where I have no idea how they did that stop order. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so confused on how I got stopped out of the Top Step accounts. So my stop loss is here. I do trail the close of the reversal bar, but based on where price was just then, my stop loss shouldn't have even moved up there. And my fill price was the exact same as my leader, so that doesn't make sense. I really don't know. I'm so confused. And the thing is, I know that the trailing shouldn't have moved, but I also was stopped out at 3.5 points, and my stop loss is 4.5 points. So my stop loss should have been at 64, but I was stopped out at 63. So I don't really know how that worked, but that's ass. That's an unnecessary loss on those accounts. Oh, yeah. Holding a short since 349. Ooh, nice. All right, let me go back. Sorry. See the post. He said he was denied something about an account. I did read it. You good? Oh, yeah, Amelia. I hold on. I'll talk about that. Check your settings on your buy and sell window sometimes. Yeah, it shouldn't have been triggered though. I do have specific orders. So my followers put the orders in based on the leader. They have their own orders though, because I don't like market orders. They're all limit orders, right? And so when the trail is moving, the same thing happens with the other. I could hear the trail moving, which is no problem. But I don't know how I was stopped out at 3.5 points versus 4.5 because it's literally not that's not the ATM at all. Yeah, that's not the ATM. And even then, how far was I in profit? So when that moved, I was only 12 ticks in profit. Something happened. It's cool, but it's very annoying. But you can see in my settings, the trailing stop doesn't even start until I'm 14 ticks in profit. I was only 12 ticks in profit there. So that's some kind of error. I don't know. Like I said, I was still in on my leader. And the fill prices were the same. Like if that happens, but the fill prices are different, okay, it makes sense, right? But the fill prices are literally the same, so that shouldn't have happened at all. So I'm not sure about that. But it looks like we're going to end the day small red again. How nice. I just don't get it. Because basically, like when price came about here is when my trail would have started moving. And the reason why I do that is because by the time price comes here, if the bar reverses, I would lose like one less tick than where my initial stop loss is. So that's why it trails the close of the reversal bar, but it has to do it when I'm a certain number of ticks in profit because otherwise it wouldn't make sense, right? So yeah, I'm stumped. I am stumped. And annoyed, to say the least. Yeah. I don't know. But I guess I'll just be grateful that I'm not super red today. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, like when I'm in different discords and stuff, and people are just talking about how they blew 14 accounts today. I blew all 20 of my accounts. I did this. I'm super red. I'm like, and here I am mad because I'm down $100. But anyway, your break even now is because you were filled on the book. Why would I be filled on the book? I'm being honest. I don't understand why. But yeah, that's not, I don't like that. Let me go into my rhythmic real quick. Amelia, so back to what you were talking about with the mod who's done with Apex. So basically, he got put on the probation for live, and I believe he's the mod, because one of the mods didn't even have accounts. Either he didn't have accounts or he only had like one account. But was that DT or DI? I think it was DT. Either way, that particular mod, he had accounts. He blew them a while ago. And so, you know, Apex allows you to have 20 accounts, LLC and personal. So his thought process was, well, because I can still have an LLC account, I'm just going to open up an LLC. It wasn't to circumvent the inability to buy evals. It was, well, I can't buy evals, but because your policy says I can have a combination of LLC and personal, I'll just open up a LLC account. So we kind of had a feeling that something was happening because he had been under review. I guess, I don't know if this is a thing now, but it seems like when people get their first payout now, Apex is doing KYC. They were not doing that before. So he got hit with the KYC, and he had been under review for like over, I think it's been about a week now, because I feel like he requested on the 12th. And so they looked at it as you're trying to circumvent restrictions that are on your account. Here's my problem with Apex. For whatever reason, they possess the qualities of overpromise, underdeliver, and they absolutely fucking suck with communication, and they are horrible at implementation. Implementation is so important when it comes to business. First of all, let's go back to the probation for live emails, right? You restrict people for 2 years from buying evals because they're on probation for live. First of all, we knew it was some bullshit in the way that they implemented it because it was too many people. Like the combination of people that got that email didn't make sense. Now, if you had people that you just put on probation because they're turning and burning, they went through too many accounts, which doesn't make sense because Patrick Whelan is not on probation. And neither are some of the other influencers who have 600 evals and 100 plus PAs. Nothing against them, but I'm just saying, right? So if you're going to put people on probation for churning and burning, it should be across the board, and you shouldn't be preventing certain people from getting on it just because they bring you money. That doesn't make sense. And now I question your ethics and your morals. But that's neither here nor there. So you had the first round of probation from that. Then you hit some people who were already on that probation got hit with the probation for live. Let me tell you why that combination does not make sense. If you are prohibiting people, if you put people on probation because they're churning and burning, they bought too many accounts, all these other things, so now you no longer allow them to DCA. They have to have a set stop loss. It can't be a mental stop loss. They have to have a buffer. This was before buffers were even a thing for payouts, but they had to have a buffer. They can't withdraw into the buffer. You've identified them for a reason, right? How come some of those same people got probation for live emails? Why the fuck would you want to take these people live if they're churning and burning and you have such an issue with how the hell they're trading? Why would they be put on probation for live? Make it make sense. So then you start putting these people on probation for live in what was that, September? I already told y'all that one of the admins and employees who mainly is over like affiliate stuff, he completely fucking lied about it, because I remember it was a Friday night when people logged in and saw on their dashboards that they could not purchase more evals. So us mods doing our due diligence, wanting to get answers, we asked them mofos in the mod chat of the old Apex Discord. We asked them about it. Hey, some people are seeing this. What's going on? Oh, I reached out to our tech team and it's just an error and everything should be resolved by Monday. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. Because it was not an error. And you know damn well it was an error. Why do you have to lie? All you had to do was say, tell those people they're going to get more information in the next few days, in the next few weeks. Something, but don't lie. Okay? This is the same one where when I tag them in questions in that mod chat, he completely ignores me. He's probably sick of the fact that I call them out on their shit, but I don't care. So this was on a Friday. Monday morning, people get the emails telling them that the reason why their dashboard says that they can't buy more evals is because they are being evaluated for live. Oh, you motherfucking liar. And I called them out for lying about it. Literally told him, you lied. So they get these emails, but remember, they first saw it on their dashboards on Friday. Why does it take you till Monday to communicate to these people that? Oh, I know why. Because regardless of what John said in the video, when he addressed what all of us came up with because of facts, you waited until Monday to send them the email because from Monday, you told them that they needed an additional 10 trading days. And guess what? That put them out of the payout window. Because otherwise, when you put the shit on the dashboard, when you told those people click the button to put it on the dashboard, the email should have came out right then and there and people would have qualified for the payout for the next payout cycle. You did it on purpose. So you have these people who get the email. Here's the problem. You have people who were on probation for the churning and burning who got the email to evaluate for live. You have people who are not even profitable, literally will tell you, I spent way more on evals and PA fees than I've ever withdrawn. You had people who got the email who it was their very first withdrawal, and people who've never withdrawn anything. You even had people who only had 1 or 2 PAs and never withdrawn anything. You had people who didn't even have any active evals or PAs who are getting evaluated for live. Please tell me how. How? So you do all of this in September, and here it is in December. People still are on this probation. At this point, most of the people who are on probation for live have completely obliterated their accounts. Some of them, I'm pretty sure most people, it was not on purpose. Like a lot of people, they started getting nervous and it just fucked with their psyche because they don't understand why they can't buy evals. You're not responding to them. If you email support, they're going to tell you that they can't tell you anything and you have to hear from compliance, but they really just created a compliance department, FYI. And none of it makes sense. What was your plan? Where was your plan and why is it not being implemented? There is no way why 3 months later people still can't buy evals. They still, nobody who got the email is in a live account. So what was the plan here? What was the plan? What it seemed like to me, and I could be wrong, is that whatever they're having to do for CME regulations or whatever the case may be, they're saying something about having to send reports and all this other shit. It seems like y'all must have had to have a certain number of people who were on a path to live because let's be honest, there are not very many people who are live with Apex. I did hear Nutty say a couple of days ago, I think it was sometime this week on one of his lives, that he asked about live, and Apex claims that they didn't say how many live traders, but they've paid out over $80 million to the live traders this year. Where are they? Where are they? They told Nutty a week ago. No. They told him 3 weeks ago that everybody should have an answer in 2 weeks. Mind you, in October or November, John posted in the comment section of somebody's post that they were going to hear something within a week or so. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to do all of this. Where the fuck are the videos? Where the fuck are the explanations? This is very annoying. As somebody who's not even affected, it's annoying me. Because there is no way that you are so stuck in la la land of, but we're number one, that you are so careless in how you implement things. It doesn't make sense, and it's very annoying. And I'm not going to shield for Apex and give them excuses, because there is none. Even if you had a certain plan and you couldn't implement it for a couple weeks, cool, but you're not finna fucking tell me that 3 months later you still don't know. You don't know. Good prop knowledge here. Yeah, email with no accounts. Yeah, it literally. So then let's talk about Apex 3.0. I'm gonna show y'all my accounts too, but let's talk about Apex 3.0 and how the implementation of that fucking sucked too. I should make a video about this, just a ranting video. I'll probably get a lot of views, but anyway, let's talk about that. Right here are the accounts, guys. We still got a lot of drawdown, is what it is. 6 trades, I'm pretty sure, because we're gonna talk about Apex 3.0 next. I took 6 trades, 1, 2, lost 3, broke even on 2. Boom, there's that. All right, Apex 3.0. They sent us the survey, what, June or July, right? They did not implement it until what, October? Sometime in October, because your 8 days could be November 1st. And let's just say November 1st, because that was when you had the first payout cycle after 3.0 was implemented. Let's just go from July, August, September, October, November. 4 months. I didn't mean to say 4. 4 months. I was just turning my hand. You mean to tell me that in the entire 4 months time span that it took for you to, I was sitting in my room all day and I was just for weeks, for months, I just been going back and forth and figuring out how do we do this and do that. I'm just saying what the man said in the video. For months, he toyed back and forth as far as what 3.0 would be and how do we keep the schemers and scammers out without affecting the traders and all these other dumbass things that he said. And they're only dumb because obviously your implementation sucked. So you thinking about it for months literally meant nothing. When you knew what the rules would be, how come there was not any testing on the back end to make sure that the way that you were calculating things were correct? The way that they're calculating stuff with the MAE, like he showed in his video of those people who like, look at this person, he was down $1,000 and he ended up closing at 100. This is a problem. Why didn't you make sure from test accounts from your own company that it was actually calculating properly? It wasn't calculating properly until last week. Also, what did he say in the 2 super long ass videos, super long interviews, and then the long ass videos he put on Apex's site? What did he keep saying? If you get denied and you think that it's wrong, don't spread FUD. Just go buy this software and you could use this software and, show the proof. And, if we're wrong, hey, we'll approve you. That was a lie. I was literally told by Chris in payouts, oh, policies change. No. If he said that you can appeal a denial, you should be able to appeal a denial. Period. Technology is not 100%. You telling me that you have 2 different software or ways that, you look for violations don't mean shit to me. Technology is not 100% because it's man-made. And if someone is able to provide you with proof that they did not violate whatever rules your software could have possibly miscalculated, they should be able to appeal that. But according to him, they don't have a system in place for appeals. So why the fuck did one of your co-founders say you do? Then, what did he keep bragging about? The day 16. Oh, we have a day. He said it as if the day 16 was already a thing. We have a day 16. We've trained them to look at the reports every day of the people who are on day 6. And if they have violations, they're going to reach out to them, communicate with them that, hey, you have these particular violations, so that the people don't go and request a payout on day 8 and get denied. Apex 3.0 was all about no more denials. Ain't y'all still seeing denials? So far, 0 people have heard from the day 16. I wonder why. Oh, because Chris told me that there is none. What do you mean there's no day 16? That's all he bragged about was the day 16 and how that's going to prevent denials. According to him, the detailed reports that you see them talk about in the FAQ was supposed to, I guess, circumvent needing a day 16. Okay, but you don't have any detailed reports. Oh, because they're still working on it. What the fuck? And you can't be this naive and this caught up in the Kool-Aid or drinking the Kool-Aid and this disconnected from your marketplace that you don't realize how horrible this whole thing has been when it comes to implementation. There's no way that you're this dumb. It's no way. Daryl, in his interview with Trey Kage, talked about how there's going to be a new dashboard, a new back office, and all these other things. Where is it? I'm not an engineer, but I know it don't take that damn long. If you knew that you needed a new back office, because if I'm not mistaken, the technology that Apex is built off of was from the other co-founder who left and went to create daytraders.com. You've known that you needed a new technology. You've known that you needed a new back office, especially if you want to include these detailed reports that are up in La La Land, stuck in the cloud. In 4 months, 5 months, why weren't these things already in place? When you click the button to start 3.0, the back office should have been there. The detailed report should have been there. The day 16, if you still need them, despite having detailed reports, should have been there. All the MAE should have been calculated properly. All this shit should have been in place already. It's so annoying. You don't have any excuses at all. And I'm annoyed for people. You have people who literally got denied 2 times in a row, have great risk management, never violated the 5-to-1, never violated the 30% rule, and still got denied. So guess what they did on the 3rd try? All right, well, I have so much money in my account. I'm just going to trade and make $100 a day for the next 8 days. And let's see if I get approved. Approved. There's a guy, DiLorenzo, who got denied. And I looked in the comment section of that video. I think he put it out maybe like a month ago. I can't remember. But it was his latest one, I think, where he talks about buying a Tesla. And Daryl Martin came into the comment section, and I'm 99.9% sure that is his account, because when you click on that person's YouTube channel, there's videos from like a couple years ago showing like it's like a Apex investing, like their diagnostic bars and stuff like that. It's like a little review thing. And you could tell that he was live, doing a live probably like thing with his group of people, whatever. But Daryl came in the comment section and said, hey, I looked into this personally, and it looks like you should have been approved. So we're going to go ahead and approve your payout. Why does somebody have to make a video for that? Oh, because you don't have an appeal system. Get it together. Please. Execution is ridiculous. Were they just traders that thought they would run a prop, evidently terribly? So if I'm not mistaken, Daryl has had Apex investing for a while. Like, I actually remember, so I've told you guys I've been trading 10 years off and on, and one of my best friends who's a trader, he actually knew about Apex investing like well before Apex trader funding ever became a thing. And so I think the story is Daryl was a trader with Lilu. I think it was Lilu, and I think they denied a huge payout of his. Basically, they didn't want to pay him out. And so he decided that he wanted to create a prop firm for traders by traders. Anybody who uses that quote, I hate it. But anyway, so he decided to start a prop firm. And apparently, based on what the guy Leo, who left to go and start daytraders.com, apparently it was them two as co-founders. And the story that he gives is he was kind of like the tech guy. He provided the technology. That is why when you, I don't know if it's still on daytraders.com, but before, whenever you went on daytraders.com, there was like a bio and it said that, you know, Leo created the technology and he got upset because Apex denied 3,000 payouts back in May, I think May or June or something. I think it was when they started to really hammer down and enforce the DCA rules. I don't really call it a rug pull. I mean, if I didn't have the staff to properly enforce things, then it is what it is. You shouldn't have been breaking the rules, but that's neither here nor there. So the story that he's been given recently is that he left because of that. Apex still uses his technology, which they lease out to him, and not only did he leave because of the denying 3,000 traders or something like that, but also I guess that's when John was brought in and his 50-50 in the company changed to 33%, and he was not happy about that. That's what the story is. I don't know if John's a trader. I have no idea. I just know I don't like listening to him talk, and I'm sick of him lying and saying that certain things are not, oh, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, that's the other thing. In all of his videos, he said, you know, hey, if you breach the 30% P&L rule one time, we're not gonna penalize you for that. Like, it's not a big deal. Just fix it. Do you know how many people were denied literally because they breached it one time? One time. So, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of the long drawn out videos to say a whole bunch of nothing just for your staff to do completely opposite of what you say, just for your company to do exactly the opposite of what you say. Do I think he's doing it on purpose? No, I just think that he needs to stop talking until things are actually implemented properly. Stop telling people one thing if you're not going to train your damn staff to do what you've said publicly is going to happen. Because your staff who does the check to make sure somebody can be approved should have saw one violation of the 30% negative P&L rule and still approved it based on what you said. It's literally insane. Until everyone complains, and saying I absolutely agree. Because I can't, when FTT shut down, I'm not lying to y'all, I was so irritated because the admin I told y'all lied about the no more evals thing. He had the nerve to make a comment and say something like, you know, they only became popular because of, you know, he didn't really say they took our traders, but, you know, they basically became popular because of Apex traders who went over there. So now people can come back home. I said, well, most of the people who went over there are on probation for life, have no more PAs to trade, and can't buy evals. So how exactly are they supposed to come back home? He had no response. There's even been comments that certain mods would make, like, you know, if Apex does something, like they seem to be finally starting to move in the right direction and say, ooh, Apex can become #1 again. And one of those idiotos will say, we never left #1. Okay. Like, when you have, like you said, the privileged mentality of, first of all, let's be honest, you're #1 because you allow 20 accounts. You wouldn't pay out this much if you didn't have 20 accounts. But that's neither here nor there. When you have the privileged mentality of thinking that because you're number one, you don't have to still listen to your marketplace. Don't get me wrong, you're not supposed to give everybody exactly what they want. No company would survive that way, right? But at least pay attention to what people are saying. At least see if it's something that you can improve on. We all know that no prop is going to be exactly what we want. You know, a prop might have great payout rules, but you don't like the fact that it's intraday trailing drawdown. Or they might have end of day drawdown, but you get less drawdown and you don't really like that. There's just so many things, right? So you have to choose what works best for you. And we all know that these props are having to make certain adjustments because we want them to make the adjustments that help the bottom line if it's going to keep them open longer, right? But you can't have this mentality of we never left number one because you pay out so much, because let me tell you something, that shit can change tomorrow. It can. And if you're not careful, it'll creep up on you because you're not paying attention. Amelia, his name. Yeah, I don't know what technology it was built off of, but it ain't. I hate that back office, by the way. I do. The Lilo connection. Honorable people are so rare. Yeah, John made all of the Apex Invest in training videos. Got you. Yeah, they don't think things through at all. And it's sad, because, especially because, like, I understood why they shut the Discord down, especially because the Discord was Cayenne's project, okay? So without her being there, it really made no sense for them to continue it. However, the least you could have done, if you were smart, was still stay connected to the mods who helped build and run that Discord. That would be your smartest thing to do. When we are bringing you things that we are concerned about, you should pay attention, because although your Discord is shut down, other ones are not. What are you relying on? Feedback in Chris's Discord where he basically silences people? You can't complain, you can't do anything, you'll get blocked. Like, if you're not paying attention to Discords that allow people freedom of speech, you have no idea what's going on in the marketplace at that point. So annoying. Make it fair, especially if a trader earned it. Absolutely. People not just losing money, but time and drama. Exactly. And if people are entitled to the money, give them the damn money. Like, I don't know. I just don't know with these people. And honestly, this is why I never had a thought of diversifying at all. And it wasn't because I wanted to keep all my eggs in one basket. It's just, if Apex allows me 20 accounts, I probably will never have 20. I really probably would stop at 5. But if the 5 accounts is enough for me and I don't have to deal with BS, I'm cool. I'm not going to be a prop whore. Right? But then seeing what's happening to other people, even though it's not happening to me, I know that if it's happening to other people, there is a chance that it can happen to me. I'm not finna deal with that. No. So that's why I got Top Step, especially because, and I got Top Step before the whole Apex 3.0 thing came about. But once I realized they were going to implement Apex 3.0 with a buffer, I said, oh, to hell with that. I definitely need Top Step at this point, because $200 a day, withdraw half, I'm cool with that. That's also why I am going to get a Take Profit Trader account. I was telling my best friend last night, I'm like, each of those 3 companies are so different in what's in their payout policy and how often you can withdraw and things like that, that I think those 3 are the perfect combination for me. I don't need nothing else. I don't. So you guys are going to see a TPT account very soon. I don't know if I want to, I probably will just start it after the new year, more than likely. We'll see how the rest of this week goes, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm sick of these people, and I feel sorry for everybody who is affected by this crap, because it's not right. It's not right at all, and it sucks. But yeah. So yeah, you guys, not a bad day today. I mean, considering FOMC is a little bit later, like I said earlier, I didn't really expect much out of the market today. So just being down $100 per account, I can't really be upset about it. Only missed 1 trade, didn't sit out of anything where I had like rules already set for. So I'm proud of myself for that, because that has been a huge problem of mine for whatever dumbass reason, but we are working on that. That is my biggest focus right now, so we'll see. But oh, thank you, S. Thank you. Oh yeah, today is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. I don't think today is the first day I posted a live video, but I know I created my channel a year ago today. So and it's pretty cool to see the growth thus far. I could have grown the channel a lot better, but I purposely didn't. You know, when you're going through the process of developing a strategy, the last thing you want to do is expose yourself to too many people and have to deal with trolls or people who just have opinions that you don't feel like listening to, especially because they think that you're losing because you're a newbie, and it's not. It's just because you're trying to develop something brand new from scratch, which takes time. And so I basically purposely didn't really put out a lot of short form content that I knew I could get, you know, views from and things like that. And so now I'm kind of in the space where I'm starting to do that, and I'm going to continue doing that. Just because I'm ready to grow the channel, I'm ready to grow the community, and we'll see where we are next year. But I thank you guys for the support over the last year. Some of you are a little newer than others, but I thank you guys for the support. I thank you guys for using my affiliate codes when you do buy Apex accounts. I truly appreciate it. But I'm gonna go journal and just wallow in self-pity because I had another freaking red day for no reason. But yeah, I'm gonna go journal. Thank you guys for the congratulations. Thank you. But yeah, so I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and let's hope that tomorrow has more movement. Bye, guys.